Today we're driving the 2023 Cadillac XT4 Premium Luxury. It's all-wheel drive. Starting price is a little over $42,000. It has a 235 horsepower, 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that's mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. Let's walk you around this XT4 today. We'll show you what it looks like inside and out, take it for a drive, give you guys some thoughts on what it's been like to live with this week. So let's start outside and then we'll move on from there. Pretty good looking for a compact luxury crossover. We have 20-inch wheels. This has a bunch of different options on it, including the black Onyx Package. Total price as tested, it's not cheap, $56,000. So options might get a little bit expensive, but standard, this does come with quite a few desirable features. Compact proportions on the outside, but pretty spacious on the inside. Enough room on the back seat. Let's take a look. Pop the tailgate here. Higher loading floor, but plenty of room underneath to store things. Looks like there's also room for a spare tire here, though this just has the inflation kit. That so it doesn't rattle around. Nice cargo cover back here too. Power lifting and folding tailgate. I'm 5'10", seated behind my driving position. I have plenty of legroom, though not a ton of headroom. I kind of have to slouch down a little bit to get a bit more comfortable. About a finger's width of room above my head. This panoramic moonroof looks pretty nice too. A couple of cup holders, heated seats, rear vents. A pretty simple, straightforward interior. As far as a premium feeling space, I feel like this interior falls a little bit short in some respects. We have a smaller infotainment screen, some switchgear carried over from Chevrolet, though there is quite a lot of stuff here that is Cadillac. Not a big fan of this shifter, feels very Chevrolet Bolt, but I don't know, overall this interior I think is just okay. I do like the functionality, there are tons of physical buttons, and pretty much everything you would want out of a crossover in this class. We have a heated steering wheel, heated and ventilated seats, a Bose sound system, nice high driving position, digital cluster there with some information there, the center display, head-up display, a lot of features, a lot of things that Cadillac offers for this XT4, though many of those are optional extras. Pop the hood, take a look at the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. A little bit of a louder, gruffer sounding engine. Gets decent fuel economy though in all-wheel drive form. 22 miles to the gallon in the city, 29 on the highway. The front-wheel drive XT4 is a little bit more fuel efficient, gaining a mile per gallon in both scenarios. Looks nice in black. I like the taillights, I like the design, just still kind of carrying on those sharp edges that we've seen from Cadillac for so long. All right, let's hop up front. We'll show you around the front seat, and then we'll take this for a drive. Controls here for the tailgate. You can set the height to max, 3/4 are off. 2-seat memory settings, auto up-down windows for the front 2 passengers. Controls here for your head-up display. You can raise or lower the height, change the information that you see, or dim the display or turn it off completely. Here's your parking brake button, gauge dimmer switch. All of your climate controls here are to the right and the center. You've got a couple USB ports, cigarette lighter, charger, nicely placed wireless charging element, and a pretty deep center console for a vehicle this size. Infotainment controls are pretty straightforward. Mostly going to be using this as a touchscreen just because it falls to hand so nicely. It is well integrated into the dash. I like that we have a home button, physical volume controls, track selection. You can have quick access to navigation, your phone, music, and everything seems to work very quickly too. The screen does carry on that very low contrast viewing angle that we see in a lot of GM and Cadillac products. Haven't quite updated that just yet. maybe in the next iteration or refresh of the XT4. We do have a reverse and 360 camera though. Both look quite nice. Rotating lines. Look at that use of screen real estate. You can see pretty much everything you need to, which I really appreciate. Lots of different view options here in the center display. You can see tire pressures, range, fuel economy, your music, your navigation, phone, and then a bunch of different settings. This week we've averaged about 22, 23 miles to the gallon in our extended driving. Pretty straightforward buttons here on the steering wheel for the heated steering wheel, cruise control. You can hang up your phone, volume and track selection is right over here, and we get little paddle shifters behind the wheel too. All right, let's set off and see how this does on the road. So we get a few different drive modes. Drive mode selector switch is down here. You can choose between Tour, which is front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, Sport, and off-road. Since it's a little bit snowy out today, we're going to select all-wheel drive for the majority of this video and see how it does. This does feel light and nimble, and the 235 horsepower from this 2-liter turbo actually goes a pretty long way. When you put it in all-wheel drive mode, it feels a little bit more sluggish and less willing to accelerate, but front-wheel drive definitely feels like it has ample power. Definitely not as sporty or engaging of a driving experience as the Cadillac CT4. But like I said earlier, we do have a nice, high, commanding driving experience, pretty good visibility out the front. Back is a little bit of a different story, but with this digital rear view mirror, I can pretty much see everything I need to, especially with those headrests folded up. Even in all-wheel drive mode, this does seem to be a bit more front-wheel biased, getting some wheel spin from those front wheels before the rear axle kicks in. Let's see if we can find some snow and test this out there a little bit later in the video. Handling's about average for a vehicle in this class. I don't think this XT4 offers as luxurious or sporty of a driving experience as some of its competitors. There's a few shakes and rattles in the interior too, and it's not that quiet on the highway. We do get adaptive cruise control. You can skip 5-mile-an-hour increments very easily, change your gap adjust, your following speed at a moment's notice. Very nice, easy to use controls there on the steering wheel. Harsher impact there over that pothole. Once it sees some power, the all-wheel drive system does put a lot of acceleration down to all 4 tires. I don't think braking performance is quite what I was expecting. I think these are a set of Continentals, just a regular touring highway tire. Yeah, not the best snow traction. Accelerate again here from a dig. There we go. ABS and stability control seem to do a pretty good job keeping us in line, at least at slower speeds. Still not the biggest fan of the selectable all-wheel drive system in GM's products. I feel like if you're getting the all-wheel drive car, it should just kind of figure out the system on its own automatically. I feel like most people are going to be leaving this in front-wheel drive tour most of the time, rarely touching that mode button, and you're not really going to be getting that all-wheel drive power to the wheels in most of your driving scenarios. I think today we're mostly limited by tires and traction. I'll top out and take a look at what we have here. Yeah, these are a set of Continental Pro Contact TX tires. Not the best in the snow. So, summing up some thoughts on the Cadillac XT4. A little bit pricey with options. Slightly underwhelmed by the performance and dynamics of this car. And as far as a luxurious experience, it's not really that much more comfortable or quieter than I feel like what an Equinox would be. It does offer a good amount of interior space and it does have some nice features as standard. But for this car's price tag of $56,000, I feel like it falls pretty short of its competitors. Before we wrap things up, let's go in and test out this Bose sound system. This sounds pretty good, actually. Nice, powerful system. Not the clearest Bose audio on the market, but not bad. Let's put us back into front-wheel drive tour mode here real quick, or maybe even sport. Let's see what that does. Shifts are pretty smooth from the 9-speed auto. Back into tour, front-wheel drive mode. Be nice to get slightly smaller wheels and a little bit more sidewall from these tires. I feel like that would reduce NVH quite a bit. All right, so those are my thoughts on the 2023 Cadillac XT4 Premium Luxury All-Wheel Drive. Hopefully that gave you guys a pretty good idea of what this thing is like to drive and experience. As always, feel free to let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.